2.5 years in prison, and that was the recommendation. This morning, this entire backyard was filled. Anthony Burfoot's going to have to brace himself, possibly going to jail sometime in the near future. More and more in the buses will have monitors like this one. The purpose is to let people know that they're being watched. He thought their office was bugged by the FBI, and she also said on the stand today that she lied to FBI agents. Moments ago, got off the phone with the superintendent. A down tree here, there's several of them around the lake. Has recommended no bond for him. She did say she was surprised by this announcement. Now there are more efforts to stop this problem. He called this entire situation unreal. This is what they're dealing with, but they're also dealing with down trees. And it was this area where authorities were called after someone driving by said they saw a body. Owns 12 locations here in Hampton Roads. They've seen flooding in the past, and it's been worse than this. But some neighbors were shocked at just how bad it was when they woke up this morning. I definitely picked up mine, but I had to borrow 50 cents from our photographer, Chris Morris. This water was all the way covering this entire street. By the time the project is completed, drivers will have more direct access to the Midtown and downtown tunnels. Then came up these stairs and poured what she thinks is lighter fluid. He said to the Chapman family he wished that this never happened. Just a few minutes ago, police pulled an SUV that was parked on the other side of the street away from this area, and I was able to get some iPhone video of it as it was being pulled away. You can see there is a bullet hole. 1,300 inmates, 52 accused of murder.
Face out, hands in front.
About a third mentally ill. That's all inside of the Virginia Beach jail. News 3 got exclusive access to a raid.
We got nothing to hide here.
On a Saturday morning, 200 guards surprised inmates with a search, looking for contraband. Guards went down the halls, searching cell by cell, tossing mattresses and looking through the inmates' belongings. The Virginia Beach Sheriff says keeping inmates safe is a top priority.
It's scary as hell for the people to be in there. They don't know whether they're going to get stabbed or shanked or something like that. This is a safe jail, and so, but you're not going to be able to experience that completely because we're going to protect you.
That's right, protecting me. News 3 wanted to see what it was like inside of the jail. And the sheriff said I could stay overnight.
We've had some reporters spend the night here before. They haven't wanted to spend the night here before.
So you have your basic necessities and soap.
I arrived just before 3 for intake.
Hands on the wall.
And was processed and strip searched.
Push
As
the door.
humiliating and embarrassing as the process is.
It's not a very nice place. It's not where you want to spend the night if you have your choice.
Dinner, potatoes, some type of meat, flavored water, and beans. Tight quarters, a toilet, and a bed in a very small cell. I was even given the courtesy of a few books and magazines.
Sounds like someone going to the bathroom.
I couldn't see them, but I could speak to the 2 women in the cell next to me, both in for drug violations. One told me she hasn't seen grass in the last year and couldn't wait to get out. The hours passed slowly.
I have no idea how long I've been here.
With little sleep and no way of telling time. In jail at night, it's silent, and you hear everything. The jingling of the keys and the loud doors shutting. The next morning, I got a luxury that the other inmates don't. Finally, it was over. A long night in a place that I never hoped to return.
Well, the couple says they have nowhere to turn, but the city says they're an example of a growing problem. Too many people calling firefighters for non-emergencies.
George Nemec needs help getting in and out of bed every day, so his wife Shirley calls the fire department.
It's been terrible.
Firefighters have gone to the home 1,100 times in the last 3 years to help. We asked the Virginia Beach city manager about the use of city resources.
That is really not the primary mission of our firefighters.
Which is why city leaders are working right now to create a solution for this family and others who say they're not eligible for social services but can't afford home health care.
Unfortunately, the numbers of these assists are becoming extraordinary. And so we're looking at putting policies into effect that will assist as best we can to find them other assistance.
We wanted to understand the cost of this one extreme case. 1,100 calls in 3 years. That's over 3,900 miles in total, about the distance as if the fire truck drove across the country and then some. So how much does that cost? The fire department says it's a very difficult number to estimate, but the union guesses it's somewhere between $275,000 and $500,000.
The fire department's funded through taxpayer dollars, so the taxpayers are paying for this.
Paying for a growing problem.
We wanted to keep him at home, but the only help we need is getting him in and out of bed.
The district chief says when you look at fuel and firefighter salaries alone, it's only about $65 per call, but depending on what you factor into the total cost, that can change. The fire department says they're looking to possibly restrict the number of lift assist calls that they go on per home, and they're pulling together resources in the community that would help people in these types of situations. Live in the newsroom, I'm Margaret-Ann, News 3.